Hey everyone, I need your attention for 1 minute. This is not one of those ads. This is something that has changed my entire life. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that this is all about personal development as the foundation for everything good in your life. And this podcast is now sponsored by Growth Day, which is the world's first all-in-one personal development app. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine having everything all in one place that you need to create the life that you want? Now you can. So if you've been struggling with your motivation, your mood, your productivity, or your purpose, you have to check this out. Growth Day helps you consciously change your life and achieve your potential. It has all the self-improvement tools, motivational classes, and life coaching all in one place. So many of us want to improve our lives, but the question is how? Where do we start? What do we use? How do you get unstuck? How do you make self-improvement stick? Well, research shows how. It's when you consistently journal, track your habits, set goals, learn from empowering mentors, and challenge yourself that you'll be happier, healthier, and more successful. But let me ask you something. Where do you actually do all of your personal development work? I have to tell you that over 300,000 people use Growth Day for a reason. It works. It's the world's #1 software for self-improvement. Growth Day has an amazing mindset journal that I absolutely love, a habit tracker, and a goal-setting system. In fact, I bet if you went to my stories this week, you probably saw me using the journaling app and telling you to do it too, because it's the first time that journaling has ever actually stuck consistently in my life because of this app. And best of all, Growth Day has live inspirational classes every single week from the world's top motivational speakers and life coaches. These are people who have impacted my life in huge ways. These are mentors who I already knew and loved. In fact, this is something that's so huge for me, you guys. I personally teach a class in Growth Day every single month, and it is one of the most fun things that I get to do, and I'd love to see you there. These classes will truly shift your life. There's always something new that you will learn. So join me and 300,000 achievers growing our lives with actual real intention. Visit growthday.com/Lori for a free trial. Yes, you can try this for free. So go to growthday.com/Lori and go live your best life. You guys, that's growthday.com/Lori. And I can't wait to see you there.
We're waiting to be someone else or waiting to feel courageous enough to do that thing that we want to do, except you don't become courageous until you actually take courageous, messy action and your identity starts to shift. Welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast. I'm Lori Harder, founder of The Bliss Project, 3-time fitness world champion, fitness expert, and cover model turned self-love junkie, lifestyle entrepreneur, and author. Each week, I'll bring you a guest or a thought that will help you bust through your fears, connect to your soul, and get focused and clear so you can elevate your life, business, and relationships. We don't wait until we're ready for someone to tell us we're good enough. We take what we want and we anoint ourselves. Get ready to earn, own, and unapologetically rock your happiness every single day. Are you with me? Here we go. Welcome back to the Earn Your Happy podcast. And it's time for another quickie because there is always time to fit in inspiration. And lately I have been loving getting back to a bit more running than I usually do, which still isn't that much running. And I know so many of you are runners or walkers or however you listen to this podcast, whether it's on the bus en route to work or in your car or on walks or whatever it is. I'm so grateful to always be with you guys and to see who's listening to the podcast when you shout it out on Instagram or Facebook or whatever you're doing. And I have been loving listening to podcasts. It's just like giving me so much fuel for just all of these different ideas that are coming to my head for the new year. And always, I really love having new thoughts and new perspectives put into my mind. So I am completely a podcast junkie right alongside of all of you guys. And I have lately been listening to a few Tony Robbins podcasts, which I've absolutely loved. And on a recent podcast with him and Russell Brand, if you guys haven't heard it yet, it's a really good podcast. They talk a lot about their identity and how identity shifts through action. And I really want you to think about this. So Tony Robbins said the quote, "Your identity shifts through your actions." And I was like, of course, like we're waiting to be someone else or waiting to feel courageous enough to do that thing that we want to do, except you don't become courageous until you actually take courageous, messy action and your identity starts to shift. I am not a person who was fit and went to the gym until I started taking that action. Like we get to this point where we're like, oh, well, that's not me, or I'm not that person yet, or that's them, or that's how they are, or that must just be in them. There's so little that we're actually born with. So much of it is nurture and our environment. And if you did not get what you needed growing up, and I'm here to like give you the world's biggest news flash, majority of us did not get what we needed growing up. And it wasn't because we had bad parents. It was because we truly just either didn't communicate it, didn't know what we needed. Our parents didn't know what to give us because they didn't get it either. We didn't understand how to ask for what we needed because we never saw it. So now that we're adults and we're able to really ask for what we need and create what we need and start thinking in a way of what we need and create support systems for what we need, it's really important to take notice of what we need. And a lot of it is nurturing. And a lot of it is taking action. A lot of it is self-coaching. A lot of it is more self-love. A lot of it is more grace in order to take the actions that you need to become the person that you want to become. So I want you to start looking at the identity that you really want. Like, who do you want to be? And start looking at what actions that would require of you to start feeling like that person. So for me, my identity used to be so ingrained. If you listen to this podcast, even 3 years ago when it started, I talk a lot about having anxiety and, even instead of experiencing anxiety, and I was a person who had anxiety, and really talking about how in order for me to feel better and become a person who, anxiety around public speaking, around, being in different social situations, doing things that are scary for me or outside of my comfort zone. And in order for me to create a new identity around what I believed my anxiety was, I would have to start showing up and doing those things that give me anxiety and scare me and approaching them in a different way, right? Because I've had a podcast in the past. It was, I believe it was called How Do You Do Anxiety or How Do You Do Stress? Because when we do something, we're choosing to do it over and over again, right? I was thinking about it. I was telling people I had it. I was dwelling on it. I was like really, really allowing myself to experience it and freak out and take that on as my identity. So if I want to do a different identity, I have to start acting different and thinking different. And this only comes from choice, right? This is only going to come from your choice to stop the pattern. We're all just a bunch of patterns. If you listen to the Joe Dispenza podcast that was put out last month, I believe, if you have not listened to that yet, go and listen now. We are just repetitive patterns of doing something, and the doing becomes our identity. So we're human doings. So what are you doing right now that is creating who you think you are? Because if you think that you are a stress eater, it's only because there's a pattern there that began maybe from something that you saw your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother or somebody do. Or maybe because it was something that kept you feeling safe or something that was numbing you out. It's first recognizing what you're doing and where your identity is attached, what your identity is attached to, and start saying, what is the identity that I actually desire, right? And when you notice that you're doing something you don't want to do, please don't beat yourself up because it's just not working. Like if you've beat yourself up in the past and you're still not to where you want to be, then it's not working. If you're still not to where you want to go and you keep repeating a pattern of something that you think is going to work, it's not working. So the best part is looking at something and being like, well, that's not working. So I'm going to try something new, even if it feels counterintuitive. Sometimes the most counterintuitive thing is the thing that's actually going to start bringing you results because it's different. And we can only get a different result by doing something different for a long enough time, right? So really looking at the identity and write down, what identity do you want? And what does that person do in stressful situations, right? And start saying, okay, this is what I'm going to start to choose to do. And guess what? You're going to fail. Like you're literally going to fail probably the first or second time that you notice it. Or maybe you'll do it the first time, you'll do something different and you'll follow through with that identity and then you'll fail again and then you'll do it again. And the key is to keep taking notice and to keep trying. Because every single new identity shift that I've created did not happen overnight. And I'll tell you, it didn't happen in a year. It literally took maybe 2 or 3 years, sometimes 4. You guys, I think it took me 10 years to actually start making working out be something that was just ingrained in me and didn't feel like I was dragging my ass to the gym. Like I truly remember being like, WTF, am I going to truly have to work out the rest of my life? Like I just for 10 years, I was like, seriously, this is awful. And now I literally cannot yes, I can wait. I can wait to work out, but I know what's on the other side of working out. I truly am like, look, it's not what I want to do, but I'm so excited that I get to work out because I get to choose to change how I feel right now. So instead of looking at, oh, this is going to suck, I don't want to go and do this, I'm like, oh my God, I get to actually change how I feel right now. I get to choose happiness for the other 23 hours of my day instead of sitting here thinking this is how it has to be. So I really just look at the future outcome of what I'm doing with everything. Like I go fast forward into the future of all of my choices. So I take that, I've talked about this before, and this is really powerful. If you can fast forward into the future for every choice you're about to make. Like, okay, let me really think of how I'm going to feel in 2 or 3 days and in 2 weeks. And at the end of this year, when I haven't completed this goal, or when I still feel like a bag of ass, or when I still don't have the reality whatsoever that I want. Like I'm able to now fast forward into the future enough to bring some of that pain in if I don't do it. And I'm like, I really don't feel like sitting in this pain and making it way worse, right? I want to do this thing right now so that I can get long-term gratification, happiness, joy, and really start shifting my identity into the person that I want to be. And you guys, we're always writing who we want to be. Like we're writing this story for the rest of our life. So you don't just do something and like, oh yeah, that's great. Now I'm this person. You will forever keep creating that identity. And even when I said like my identity now is to go and work out every day, don't get me wrong. There have definitely been times like when I've traveled for 2 or 3 months in a row, when I come back and I'm like, I don't know, maybe my identity is just that I'm a walker. And then I'm like, okay, come on, get back to the gym. Like, lift some weights because it always feels good when you lift weights. Like get back into a routine. You can do it. Not that walking is bad because I freaking love walking. I could walk the rest of my life, but I do really also enjoy strength training and how important it is for your muscles, especially as we age, and just staying strong. So anyway, random. Okay, guys. So I really hope that you start to notice that who you are right now is just a set of choices. It is not wired in who you are, good or bad. So if you're this amazing person who's like doing everything that you want to do and shows up incredible in every area and all of those aspects, that's also something that if you are this person, you're well aware that if you don't continue to take the actions to be that person, you won't continue to be that person. So when you look at someone who looks like they have it all together, it's because they've set up an environment and they've set up their patterns and their actions so that they stay that person. So if you're not yet that person, that's okay. Nobody who is there was born there. Like they had to slowly become this person. So one thing at a time, one identity shift at a time. and you will get there. In fact, all it takes is doing something different today to start becoming that person and attaching your identity to something different. So I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm so grateful for you. I'm just super thrilled about this year because my plan is to just really focus on the podcast and possibly bringing some live podcasting events either to a city near you or just to LA Lives, just really doing some really cool stuff with the podcast to reach out into the community because I am obsessed with meeting all of you and being in rooms with you. So I'm going to start exploring what that is going to look like because my main focus this year is the podcast because it is one of my favorite things to do. I just love having these conversations with all of you, seeing all of you, and having conversations with people and sharing them with you because these are the types of things that have really impacted and shifted my life the most is hearing how it really is. So if you ever want to hear a topic, if you ever want a certain guest on, always shoot me a message because you are the people that I am talking to. So until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me on the Earn Your Happy podcast. I am so glad that you stopped by. If you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would love it, that would be absolutely amazing, and we would be forever grateful. Also, please leave us a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving us an honest thought, an honest comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear more of. It would really help us out on our journey to helping thousands and thousands of people. Until then, don't forget to earn your happy. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. And I want to make sure that you have my phone number, and I'm not kidding. Did you know that I have a community text number? For real. My phone number is 310-496-8363. This goes directly to my phone. All you have to do is text the word daily to 310-496-8363. And I literally text you every single day, Monday through Friday. I actually just got done 30 seconds ago texting a bunch of people back, and I talk to you all of the time. You guys, people always ask me how I got my community text number and how it works. Well, all you have to do is you can just go to community.com and get your own. Community makes it easy to get a phone number that you can use to build your audience using text. People just text you at your number and they're added to your group. Then you can text them out audios, video links, anything you want. You guys, I text out happy birthday videos. I love to send podcast links, thoughts about life, book recommendations, different events that I'm doing in the local area. Texting gets me out of the noise of social media and directly into your hand. And now you can start texting your people too. Just go to community.com to get your phone number. They give you a 10-digit real phone number, not those weird short codes that look like spam, but it's more than a phone number. Your new number comes with an inbox for SMS and texting. This means you can actually manage your text list from your computer and an app on your phone. You can schedule text to send at certain times and to certain groups. You can even set up auto replies or let your assistant or customer service team answer your text messages via Community's awesome dashboard. Just go to community.com and ask for a free demo. They'll show you how it works and get you your number. It's time to start texting your audience versus just posting on social media. Everyone uses Community for that. So go check them out at community.com. I can tell you it's not just great for communicating with my audience, but Chris and I use Community and our texts to also sell out our launches. I'm telling you, you get such an incredible response because you really are creating a true, deep sense of community. And it's so intimate. It's freaking amazing. Go check it out at community.com.
Want to know a huge secret to my success? Okay, not only my success, but just about every single person that I have interviewed on this podcast who is successful has this in common. You guys, they love to journal. They capture their life lessons and what they're grateful for. But a lot of people don't keep this up consistently, and most people do know that the research shows that journaling deepens your gratitude and increases self-awareness. But did you also know that journaling decreases stress and helps you achieve your goals faster? In fact, journaling is a huge differentiator between average performers at work and high-performing people. It leads to longer-term clarity, confidence, and success. So why don't more people journal? Why didn't I journal consistently? Honestly, they don't like staring at a blank page. It's hard to carry a book around with you or a notepad, and they just don't even know what to write about, or they just forget. That's why I know that you're going to love Growth Day. It's the world's #1 system for self-improvement, and it's like all-in-one personal development in an app. And it has an awesome digital journal, and people love it. Growth Day's digital journal has hundreds of research-backed writing prompts for self-reflection, positive mindset, confidence building, and success. I use them all the time, and it makes me think in ways that I typically don't, and it makes me ask myself better questions, which we all know gets better results in our life. It even has prompts that help you develop a daily, weekly, or monthly habit of reflecting on your life and identifying areas to grow. So it's a perfect time of year to start journaling, you guys. When you sign up at Growth Day, you also get systems for habit tracking, goal setting, and scoring, and improving every area of your life. Best of all, I get to teach there too, you guys. I'm so excited. I hope that I get to see you. I teach live in Growth Day every single month with a new topic just for you. So join me there. Start your free trial at growthday.com/Lori.
Hey, do you know what the big secret is this year? And it shouldn't be a secret because this should be your biggest focus. It is building your community. I am always working on building and nurturing my community, and everyone is talking about the power of community. Without an online community, you just cannot grow organically or create a real movement, which is what I know that we're all after. And you can build trust or monetize your audience. When you get community right, not only does your audience grow faster, but so do your sales. But where's everybody going to be managing their communities these days? And a lot of online entrepreneurs and thought leaders are turning to Circle.so. Circle is an all-in-one community platform. It lets you host content and create discussions, live streams, group chats, and memberships all under your own brand. And what's so cool about Circle.so is that you don't even need a website or Facebook group. Instead, Circle lets you build your own community site where you can host content and manage your members. You can even create locked and unlocked content spaces, groups, and classes. How freaking cool is that? You can put your content behind a paywall too, and you can charge different amounts of money for different spaces on your community site. Circle.so is famously easy to use, and it has a free 14-day trial for you, so you can go check it out, see if you like it, see if you love all the options. Just go to Circle.so. Go check it out right now, you guys. Imagine being able to manage your community, start group chats and live classes, and accept payments all in one place. Kind of mind-blowing since this is usually spread all over the place. You have to log into so many different things. If this is the year to capture, organize, and monetize your community, head over to Circle.so. You can get a free trial and start building your online community right now. Just go to Circle.so. You guys, you get the 14-day free trial. So just go and see if it's for you. It's going to streamline everything and make your life so much easier. It's so freaking cool.